Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream on high altitude investing. Today is the 25th of January 2025. And yeah, another day, another crypto live stream. Happy weekend, everybody. Hope you guys have had some good time with your family or taking some time off work if you guys still work regular jobs. And yeah, let's go ahead and share this link everywhere and get started on today's live stream. Okay, cool. So, looks like my screen is recording, shared the links everywhere, so we will just get started here. So, on the 6-hour time frame, you can see Bitcoin did see a strong recovery off 89,000 and came all the way up to 109,000 per coin. Now, whenever you're looking at different coins, what you want to do is you want to cycle between different time frames. So we're on tradingview.com. This is where we do all of our analysis, all of our charting. And whenever you find a coin that you want to do technical analysis on, the very first thing you want to start doing, or at least one of the first things, is start cycling through time frames. So we're on the 6-hour time frame here with Bitcoin. But actually, if you go to the daily, you're going to get a lot different looking chart than the 6-hour. And so you get more data and more information depending on what time frame you're looking at, right? Different things are showing up in the chart depending on what time frame you're on. So let's go, for example, to the 8-day candlesticks. You can see way back here, all the way back to 2016, because there's so much data here, because we're on the 8-day candlesticks, so you get a lot more historical data. There's a lot more time that can be held within that time frame. The reason I'm bringing this up is because cycling through time frames is a great way to kind of determine bullishness or bearishness, because bigger time frames are going to show different things happening on candlestick bodies. So for example, if we go to the 1-month time frame, you can see this month has been bullish, right? We've been bullish all through January of 2025. We went up this month, and so the monthly candlestick is very strong. There's a lot of bullishness, there's a lot of strength. And since we did break up through the resistance of the old monthly candle, that's really bullish. That shows that there's a lot of buyer momentum in this market still. And of course it could reject and just completely lose all of its bullishness in the next 5 days or whatever before January is over, and that would be bearish. So this is why it's useful to look at these time frames, like the 1 month or the 10-day, or you're not going to have all these time frames if you have TradingView free edition, but if you do have the pro, then you can do all these different time frames: 15-day, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, all of those different time frames, and it's going to give you data. It's going to give you more information than you would get if you just look at the daily or look at the weekly. You got to cycle through as many time frames as you can. The probability of Bitcoin completely losing all of this bullish move that we saw through this month before the end of the month is very small. So one of the reasons I'm bullish on Bitcoin right now is because this monthly candlestick, we'd have to drop from 104,000 all the way down to 90,000 in the next 6 days for this to look bearish on the monthly time frame. Because if this candlestick closes bullish, if this monthly candlestick closes bullish, that's really, really bullish for crypto to have that monthly candlestick close. And if you don't understand the way candlesticks work, we're on the monthly time frame. So as soon as this month is over, this candlestick will close. And if it closes bullish like this, in other words, if the price stays above like 90K, especially if it stays up above like 100K before the end of this month, that's really bullish. You can also see here on the 1 month time frame that we do have this big uptrend here for Bitcoin as well. We have this huge bullish uptrend here across multiple years. So the idea of fighting this uptrend is just stupid. You know, like people are trying to call tops right here. You guys are dumb. You guys don't understand technical analysis. It's not it's not that hard to recognize that this uptrend is still early on. Like we still have a lot of upside in the big picture for Bitcoin, you know. So yeah, let's check out the total or the Apple Computers fractal. This fractal is really cool. Don't show anybody this fractal. It's kind of a secret. If you show people this fractal, they might think you're crazy. So don't show anybody this. But check this out. If you look at Apple Computers over here on the right, and you look at its early day uptrend, and then you look at Bitcoin today, and you look at its early cycle, its early uptrend, tell me that this is not the same thing. Apple Computers became the biggest company in the entire world ever. And it did this exact same thing. This was the internet bubble right here. Here's 2008. Here's the crypto bubble in 2017. Here's 2022 and 2021. It's the exact same thing, you know? Like, to be bearish on Bitcoin right now is fighting a dam breaking. You're trying to swim upstream when thousands of gallons of water are pouring out. You know, like, good luck. You're going to get thrown back. So don't think like a bear, you guys. It's okay if you're looking for short-term swing trades like I've been doing. But don't think like a bear in a bull market. That's a really good way to lose all your money. You know, that's a really good way to basically don't try to be smart. You know, people try to egotistically be like really smart and really cool. It's okay if you are actually intelligent, but don't try to be smart and be like, oh, I'm going to call the top of the whole Bitcoin bull market because everybody's all excited and, oh, this has got to be the top right here. Look at this. Don't try to be like that. You know, lay aside your egocentric desire to look cool or to be able to call the top on Bitcoin or any of those things and just focus purely on the charts. Because the charts tell you everything you need to know. And what it tells you about Bitcoin right now, it tells you that Bitcoin is like buying Apple Computers early on in its uptrend before it really took off, before it really went parabolic and went vertical for a really long time and went really high, way higher than people are planning. Can you imagine the people that tried to fight this uptrend? If they didn't admit to themselves that they were wrong, that they got it wrong, you know, if they didn't actually admit to themselves that they got their bearish call wrong, imagine remaining bearish through this whole uptrend on Apple. Look, think of how dumb you would look if you were bearish on Apple Computers for multiple years while it became the biggest company in the entire world. So for people that are trying to be bearish on Bitcoin right now or bearish on crypto in the big picture specifically, I'm not talking about short term, you know, because honestly, the short term could pull back, right? It could pull back. I don't think it will with this monthly candlestick being bullish and us only having 5 days of the month. We'd have to drop below 90K in the next 5 or 6 days for me to be bearish in the short term on Bitcoin. So I'm not bearish in the short term, but in the big picture, I am bullish on Bitcoin. And in the short term, it could pull back. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here, imagine being bearish on Apple computers when it became the biggest company in the entire world. Don't try to fight this trend. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, if, for example, the short term, whatever happens, if it was to pull back, which I don't think we will, you would just buy the dip, because every single dip that happened on this uptrend was a buying opportunity. Every single one. And that's the psychology you guys need to train yourself to have in this bull market, is all dips are for buying. Because the trend is going to continue. A dam just broke. You know, don't try to fight that trend. The trend is going to continue up for a long time and break all-time high, pull back, break all-time high, pull back. And it's just going to keep doing that, you know, just like what happened to Apple. Look, broke all-time high, pull back, break all-time high, pull back. All of those dips are for buying, every single one. And it just kept getting more parabolic and steeper and steeper and steeper until it became absolutely insane, you know. And to be honest with you, Apple computers and Bitcoin is really a very similar chart in terms of market structure. You know, all of that volume down here, that's institutional volume. Look at all this institutional volume on Bitcoin right here. So when I call for 250K per Bitcoin, technically, I'm being a little bit conservative, because to be honest with you guys, 400K wouldn't surprise me per Bitcoin before this tops out and goes for another big bear market like we saw in 2018 or 2021. So that's what I'm saying, you guys. It's okay if you have some cash for buying dips. You want to have cash for buying dips in a bull market, but definitely don't try to fight this trend. Don't try to be like, oh, everybody's excited about crypto, it must be the top. It is good to be aware of market sentiment and to be aware if people are getting too excited or too fearful, but you have to understand context, because in a mass adoption phase, people are going to get really excited, more excited than they've ever been about crypto. And it's going to keep pushing higher and higher because of that excitement and FOMOing higher and higher. So you just have to be careful not to get stuck in that psychology of, oh, you know, people are excited about crypto, I better sell. That's really, you have to understand the context. If Bitcoin's going to go to 400K or 250K or somewhere in this range before it tops out, people are going to get really irrational and really crazy. And so, you know, you have to account for that, because you're going to see everybody getting excited and think, oh, this is the top. Oh, look, Bitcoin's at 100K. This must be the top of the Bitcoin bull market. Everybody's excited. Donald Trump is talking about it. This, you know, this must be the top. That's what I'm warning you against, because people can be very irrational, trust me. I was here in 2017. I watched Bitcoin go from $250. Actually, I watched it go from $180 up to $20,000 per coin. I was here in 2021 during the altcoin run, during Dogecoin. We called Dogecoin before it popped off in 2021. I know how irrational people can get, okay? And I know you guys probably have been here since 2021, so you rode through a bear market, so you're still all scared and you're like afraid of losing money. But you got to turn that switch off, because that's the exact switch that the whales want you to have, and turn on the switch of buy all dips, because every dip is for buying. Look at this. That's the way an uptrend works. You buy the dip, and once it's overvalued and overextended in the bigger picture, extremely overvalued and overextended, then you can think about taking profits and scaling out. But in the uptrend, if you want to get rich, you buy the dip. You buy every dip you find, you buy all of the dips. and that's how you get rich. And, you know, and then you have your numbers that you're looking for when you're overextended. If Bitcoin reaches 250K or, 250K to 400K, anywhere in this range up here, that's like the 17618 at 440K. Look how overextended that is, So you start taking profits into these overextended extensions, scaling out into them. You don't even have to think about it. You just have your sell orders already set, and you're scaling out into that overvalued phase. But in the meantime, buy every dip you possibly can. Every dip you possibly can. And if you don't have capital, start swing trading or something to get an extra source of income so you can buy more dips. Sometimes I'll take profits from my swing trades and go buy a meme coin or go add to my favorite altcoins, or if you really don't want to learn swing trading, go figure out another source of income. But don't make excuses. Just figure out how to buy the dip, keep buying the dip, and keep buying it the whole way, because we're early in this uptrend and we're going to get rich off the expansion of crypto. But not if you're trying to call the top, and not if you're trying to fight this uptrend. Okay? So that's what I have to say about that. Tech Dude, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. JA, what's up? AJ, what's up, my friend? Mr. Wizard, what's up, my brother? Scanjet, what do you think of Caspa? Yeah, so Caspa, I think I did analysis on Caspa for you guys recently. So let's check that out. Yeah, so kind of what I'm looking at here for Caspa. And the last time we were looking at this, we were looking at a potential support failure on Bitcoin. That didn't happen. And the support level is holding nice and strongly here on Caspa. So what I'd do if I was you, I'd just keep buying and holding. Again, early day uptrends. You want to buy all dips. Don't think in terms of calling tops. Think in terms of buying dips. That's the psychology you want to have, because that's how you're going to get rich. Again, in a bull market, 99% of all dips recover. It's only the last final dip at the very end of a bull market that's a bull trap. And you can usually tell because the market will make a lower high and fail that support level. And then it starts a big bear market afterwards, right? But until that point happens, until you make a lower high, all dips are for buying. And you're not even looking for that lower high until you're overextended. Again, Bitcoin isn't overextended until we reach 250,000 or even 500K, right? That's overextended. So you're not even looking for that lower high until you're overvalued. Until then, you're buying every dip you possibly can. Now, how do you know if it's overvalued? Fibonacci extensions. You want to measure with this Fibonacci extension tool. You can measure from a swing low to a swing high to a swing low, and it's going to give you Fibonacci relationships to those levels. And those levels are the areas that you're looking for something to be overextended. For example, this is worth 13 cents. In a crypto cycle, a lot of times you can even reach up to the 13,618. I've seen stuff go all the way to the 22,618 level. Okay, so you're talking about 22 times extended beyond the measurement you measured, right? 22 extensions of that measurement. So that's overextended, right? So how do you know if something's overvalued? You measure the cycle and you find the extensions and you look for those higher extensions, and those higher extensions are overvalued extensions. So you want to scale out into those extensions. All you got to do is set multiple sell orders. You just set 1, 2, 3, right? You just set multiple sell orders along these extensions You don't know exactly what extension it's going to hit. You don't know which one it's going to hit. Nobody does. Not a person on the face of the earth knows which extension it's going to hit. But you know it's going to get overextended before a bear market, because once a bull market starts, people get way irrational. Institutions have already put billions of dollars into crypto. The infrastructure, the companies, everything is in place for crypto to go completely nuts. So you don't fight that. You wait until you're overextended and then you take profits. But yeah, nobody knows which extension it's going to stop at. So what do you do to counter that? It's really, really, really simple. You set multiple sell orders, and once you see a lower high, you delete all those sell orders, the ones that don't get hit, and you take profit on the lower high once you break down from the lower high. So even if your highest extension doesn't get hit and your highest sell order doesn't get hit, you just close the order. You watch for the breakdown of that lower high right here where it breaks down, breaks the support level and clearly makes a lower high, and you sell the remainder or keep a little bit in as a moon bag on the house. But that's how you play these coins. You know, focus on those big picture swings. They're so predictable. A child can see them, and you can make a lot of money doing them. And that's not to say you can't make money swing trading smaller time frames, because I've been doing that too. But that's the easiest, simplest strategy to make money in crypto, is to buy the dip or to buy a breakout, to buy the beginning of an early uptrend, or to buy the dip in a market cycle, and then to scale out once you get overextended into those higher extensions. And if you don't believe me, go look at stuff like XLM or any chart that you want to look at. It's really pretty powerful to do this, okay? So let's look at XLM. Here's XLM in 2017. We measure from the bottom to the top and back down again, and look what happens. We reached the 13618 extension before we had a bear market, right? So that gives you an idea of just how overvalued crypto cycles can get before a bear market comes. When they're undervalued, they are way more undervalued than people think. And when they're overvalued, then you're finally starting to get your top structure in place, and that usually comes from those higher extensions. So let's take a look at another really good example of this. Another really, really good example of this is XMR. Okay, so let's go to XMR. Here's our first cycle, so our breakout and retest, just like we did on XLM. You click on the bottom of the chart, click on the top of the chart, back down to the bottom of the chart, and then you get your Fibonacci extensions, right? And look at this. XMR went, I'm pretty sure it went to the 33,618. Let me add that on to the 33.618. 618. XMR went all the way to the 33,618 Fibonacci extension before it had a bear market. Okay, that's the kind of expansion and growth I'm talking about for crypto. That's the kind of stuff people are not expecting. It's no shock to me that people are trying to call tops, that people are trying to fight the trend, because they don't know what's about to happen. And it seems too impossible. It seems too crazy, too out there, too crazy to them. And so they're bearish. It seems not possible for the markets to go where they're about to go, and it doesn't make sense to them. So they're bearish. But I'm here to tell you guys, crypto can extend all the way to extensions that you would never dream of. You can hit the 33,618. That's 33 times extended beyond that measurement. That's how much growth XMR had from that one wave out. So to do this, you find your favorite coin and you measure from the bottom of the chart to the top of the chart, and you find that first impulse wave, right? Every uptrend has to have its first breakout and pullback before it starts a big uptrend, right? So you just measure that first impulse. You go from the bottom to the top and back down again. And then it's going to give you Fibonacci extensions based on those measurements. And it will show you if something is 2 times the extension, 3 times the extension, 4 times the extension, 9 times. And in crypto, a lot of times you'll go to these highest extensions, 11, 6, and 8. And you actually have to add these to your chart, by the way. If you don't get these, you have to double click on the Fibonacci extension tool and specifically input these into your chart and add them because they're not built in. So you have to purposely add these levels to your chart to get them to show up. But once you have your Fibonacci extension tool set up, you can play these crypto cycles like a boss. Like you can do this really good. You can make a lot of money doing this. Like look at Dogecoin, okay? If we measure from our peak low to our peak high and back down again, you can imagine how much profit is going to be made on Dogecoin this cycle. Or let's go over to, let's do like Link, for example. Okay, Chainlink is the same thing. Okay, do you remember that XMR thing I just showed you? Check this out. Okay, here's Chainlink. One thing you can do is you can compare these cycles to the internet bubble too. So here's the internet bubble, right? And really the crypto bubble that happened in 2021 or in 2017, both of those were very similar to the internet bubble, So the structure, the market cycle is very similar for that too. But what I wanted to show you is the XMR thing because then it can teach you about those extensions. So if we pull up XMR and put this on the chart here, and we'll go to the right time frame, like the 1 week, for example, and we'll zoom into the chart here. Okay, this right here, let's go to the 3-day will be better. So this right here, you guys, this is a one wave. So XMR, early on in its cycle, when it first started its market cycle, it broke out, pulled back all the way down, and did a wave 1 and wave 2. So that's what I mean by the first bullish impulse in a new uptrend. That's the thing you want to measure to get your extensions, okay? So you measure that first impulse in a new uptrend. And that's exactly what Chainlink is doing right now, that first impulse in a new uptrend, right? So you're just measuring that first impulse, that first cycle, that first impulse wave in a new uptrend. Then once you have that measured, then you get your Fibonacci extensions. And you can see just how high the price of Chainlink can go before it's overextended. It could hit $400 before it's overextended and has a bear market. It's worth $25 right now. So again, people are skeptical because the market caps of crypto is going to go to levels people are not dreaming of. This is a global thing. People are buying Bitcoin all over the world. It's not just America buying Bitcoin on the US stock market. Think of Apple Computers. Apple Computers became the biggest company in the entire world. But it's an American company that's traded in America. Crypto is global. And I know you can buy Apple shares in Japan and stuff too, right? But crypto is global, you guys. The amount of market cap that a currency can have, a global currency, is way higher than you guys imagine. Way higher than the people that are out there saying, "Oh, well, that would only hit 50 billion in market cap." There's no way it could hit 50 billion in market cap. It's way too high. For those people out there, I would just tell you guys to remember that crypto is a global currency. Its market cap can be way higher than even the biggest stock in the entire stock market, the US stock market. There's way more liquidity. It's a global thing. So yeah, the market cap of crypto can go to levels people are not dreaming of. This cycle, it can happen. So just don't be doubtful that that can happen for you guys, for the crypto markets and for your portfolios. That we really can have a big euphoric bull run and a mass adoption cycle before our next bear market. So don't be trying to call tops, you guys. That's really the greatest thing I want you guys to take home from today's live stream. We're early on. The uptrend is early. We're going to go to levels people can't even dream of. I've been talking about this since 2021. I've been talking about Bitcoin hitting 100K since 2017. Okay. And I had to adjust my targets because the chart just kept growing and, so I had to measure my extensions and go, whoa, this thing's going to go nuts. But I'd been calling for 100K per Bitcoin for years. All right. And the entire 2021 bear market, where everybody freaked out, the entire time I told people to buy, buy, buy. The very last video I made was about Bitcoin at the exact bottom on Bitcoin and told you guys to buy. I've been planning for this mass adoption phase on crypto for years. Years. This whole correction in 2021, literally, all of my one-on-one coaching members, all of my mastermind members, all of you guys know that we've been looking for a mass adoption phase for years now, watching for stuff to go to these higher extensions and to expand out to levels people are not expecting or dreaming of. And we've been planning that forever. So the fact that it's happening right now is really exciting and really cool. And that's why I really want you guys to be sure that you don't get stuck believing all the traps of, oh, I'm going to call the top on this thing. Or, oh, I'm going to, be the coolest guy in crypto. And, oh, everybody's excited. It's the top. No, don't be dumb. Okay. This uptrend is going to be insane. The dumbest thing you could do is be a bear in the big picture. Short term, we can talk about that, whatever. I personally think we're going to be bullish in the short term too. But the dumbest thing you could do in the big picture is be a bear right now. That's the dumbest thing you could do for crypto. Don't fight this, okay? This is something we've been planning for, dreaming of, charting out, and talking about for years. Don't screw it up, okay? Just keep accumulating, ride the uptrend. You're going to get rich. You're going to make a lot of money if you keep it simple and you don't overcomplicate it. Cool. Okay, there's a lot of questions. I haven't really been answering your questions today. I've been kind of getting excited about the charts. Not seeing anybody else talking about it much, to be honest. Okay, yeah, well, I'm on crypto Twitter, so I've got a lot of people that I follow on crypto Twitter. Not even that I follow, it's just that I have a couple people that I follow that are technical analysis people. I don't even really look at their charts, but Twitter recommends me a lot of charts just because it knows I'm a crypto guy. And it just blows my mind to see people like trying to call the top on crypto right now. I'm like, you guys are so dumb. No offense, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's so obvious to me that in the big picture, crypto is going to go a lot higher, So, hi, Dallin, update on Doge or Telcoin. So that's actually what I'm trying to get in you guys' heads here. This type of growth that's coming for Chainlink is the same type of growth that I'm looking for a lot of coins. Look at Solana. You want to talk about a one wave? Okay, we'll get into Dogecoin and Telcoin in just a second. But you want to talk about not fighting an uptrend and a really good looking wave one? Look at Solana here, okay? Let's pull up XMR. We'll line up these charts a little bit. This is what I mean, by early day cycles where you're starting a new uptrend. You have wave one and wave two, right? And you're starting this massive expansion, this massive growth in the market. And look how high XMR went, before it had a bear market. So yeah, there's going to be dips along the way up, but just buy all those dips. The worst thing you could do is be a bear in the big picture right now, because this is what's coming for crypto. The same type of 2017 bull market that we saw in 2017 where price went vertical and crazy. That's what's coming for crypto. I can promise you that. Mark my words. There's going to be dips along the way up. I can promise you that too. But this is what's coming for crypto. And it includes Dogecoin. Dogecoin is doing the same thing. I'm a huge Dogecoin bull. I love buying wave 2 in the big picture, because once you start that big picture uptrend, you go way higher than people think you're going to go. And it's because they're still in the psychology of a bear market. They're afraid to buy. They're still trying to they're afraid to buy crypto. They're still thinking in terms of, oh, it might crash on me. So nobody buys down here in wave 2, or even right here in the disbelief phase, because that's where Dogecoin is the disbelief phase. Nobody buys right there. They all start buying when it breaks the all-time high and goes nuts. But yeah, that's what I think is coming for Dogecoin. And Telcoin too. Telcoin has one of the best percentage gains that you could make in the entire crypto space. It's just insane. And we've been talking about Telcoin during this whole bottoming period right here, and we're up significantly from where we started talking about Telcoin and mentioning it. And I personally believe this is only the beginning for Telcoin and for Dogecoin in this bull market, and it's these big picture cycles. People are too scared to buy the dip after these big picture cycles, and they're too skeptical, they're too cynical, and they miss out becoming a millionaire, or you could be cool and you could just accept the truth for what it is and buy the dip and become a millionaire, So, but yeah, I think Telcoin is on the same path as Dogecoin for that bigger picture reversal kind of structure that the market makes in the big picture. So, okay, cool. Can you cover Wrapped Dog? I actually have been wanting to cover Wrapped Dog. With a coin like Wrapped Dog, it's easy to get tempted to sell because you haven't started to make money. It's easy to be like, oh man, this hasn't made me money yet. Is it just, is it ever going to make me money? But can you imagine selling down here? That's the same as like buying. That's like the same as buying the top on a market cycle when people are excited and it's way overvalued and way overextended and people buy the top. That's the same thing people do. If they were to sell their Wrapped Dog right now, that's like selling, or that's like buying the top of a market cycle. You're selling the bottom of a cycle. And if you understand that about cycles, then you save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of unnecessary losses in the market if you understand the cycle. Because the truth is that the point of maximum financial opportunity is also the point of maximum contraction on the market cycle. And if we pull this chart up right here and look at it, this simplified market cycle right here, let's put it right here. This simplified market cycle chart right here, the peak is the point of maximum financial risk, and the contraction is the point of maximum financial opportunity. Okay? So when you're at the bottom of these cycles, after people are panic selling and after the chart has dropped lower and lower and lower, to sell down there, you're selling at the point of maximum financial opportunity. That's the same as buying a top, So you have to understand that about the cycle so you don't panic sell down here. Because if you panic sell down here, you're going to be really mad at yourself that you did that. You're not going to be happy with yourself for panic selling, because Wrapped Dog is going to take off. Mark my words, Wrapped Dog is going to be a huge player in 2025. And people are going to make millions on this coin. And that could be you. but not if you panic sell wave C. You know, not if you panic sell the best buying opportunity that it's made since its inception back in, September when it was created and released, or October or whatever. What month was it? August, when it was released in August. Yeah. So yeah, don't sell the bottom of an ABC correction. That's pretty dumb to do that. Don't be dumb, you guys. Don't be dumb. Don't sell the bottom of these ABC corrections. Look what happens after, Look what happens after the market's done being overvalued and becomes undervalued. It turns back around the other way. So the worst thing you could do is sell Wrap Dog. The best thing you could do is keep accumulating. That's what the whales are doing. You can see it in the volume, just like what happened on Bitcoin down here when Bitcoin was undervalued during its ABC correction. Same thing, there's really not a difference between those two charts. So Wrap Dog looks amazing here. Hey man, thanks for the analysis today. Can you look at HBAR, VeChain, or Davu? Yeah, I'd love to look at HBAR. And yeah, let me pull up this chart here and we'll take a look at HBAR. So HBAR is one of my personal favorites. Look at that breakout. I've been talking about HBAR. I made posts in my Discord about this multiple times, telling you guys, hey, HBAR is a good investment. HBAR is a good buy. Let me go to the right chart here. There's a more accurate chart, one that has more data. Maybe, okay, here it is. Yeah, so what I've been looking at with HBAR is actually the same thing that I was looking at with Amazon. Okay, so if you don't know, hold on just 1 second, you guys. Just 1 second. Cool. So yeah, this is actually really cool. If you look at HBAR right here, and then you look at Amazon. Okay, let's pull up Amazon. So this is the same thing, you guys. This is Amazon back in the early 90s and in the early 2000s. And you can see on the chart, that's the same thing, okay? This was the internet bubble for Amazon. This was the HBAR crypto bubble in 2021, right? That's the same thing. What I'm trying to tell you guys with crypto is mass adoption is coming for the markets. That's what's coming for crypto. And you can be on the wrong side of it and be bearish, or you can be on the right side of it and keep accumulating every dip that you possibly find. And you can ride this uptrend into a new all-time high and get rich. It's up to you what you want to do with your time and your money. But for me personally, I'm putting my time and my money into the crypto markets because I believe it's going to go a lot higher from here. And I personally think HBAR is a lot like an early day Amazon. A lot like an early day Amazon. A very, very good opportunity to make a lot of money on this coin. I really like this setup here with HBAR. Let's check out VeChain. Excuse me. Whew. My bad. Okay, VeChain here. VeChain is a very similar thing of what we've been talking about. Don't sell the bottom of these ABC corrections. Don't do that. That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do in the whole universe, is sell the bottom of these ABC corrections. So don't be an idiot. Don't sell the bottom of these ABC corrections. Buy, accumulate. That's what you need to do, is you need to accumulate these ABC corrections. That's what the big whales are doing. And if you want to get rich this cycle, that's what you got to be doing too. And VeChain is exactly like Bitcoin early day. A lot of altcoins are like buying Bitcoin early day. We're going into mass adoption. Bitcoin is kind of the household name of that mass adoption that everybody talks about, that everybody's excited about. Everybody is excited about Bitcoin. Everybody knows about Bitcoin. But all of these altcoins have real technology and real world use cases as well. And a lot of them, at least. And they're going to be, a lot of them will experience a lot of adoption and growth. And so that's why a lot of them kind of look like early day Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the leader of this bull market. A lot of these altcoins look like early day Bitcoin because they're about to do what Bitcoin is doing. Become more adopted, become more of a household name. So I think VeChain also falls under that list of coins. And again, people are going to be like, Dallin, do you realize that you're calling for new all-time highs on all of these different coins? Do you realize what the market cap is going to be? Yes, I do. Okay. I'm well aware. You got to calculate for hyperinflation. You got to understand that crypto is a global thing. It's not just America. And additionally to that, you have to understand that it's a currency. And if only 1% of the daily trading volume in Forex goes into the Bitcoin markets, Bitcoin is already worth over $1 million per coin. So don't tell me that the market cap can't go nuts for crypto, because it can. You have to remember that the foreign currency market is huge. And crypto is basically a replacement for fiat money. So yeah, the market caps can go way higher than people think. Dovu. I don't think I've ever heard of Dovu before, but I'd be happy to do analysis on it for you. So let's pull it up here. Dovu. Right here, Dovu. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of this coin in my entire life, man. Never seen it, never heard it. There is volume here, and there is a bit of a turnaround here in the market. You can see we've started to do a 5-wave impulse here. You can see wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Then we get our ABC impulse down, A, B, and C. So this could be a big double bottom here. In other words, it could start to turn around soon and be a kind of a double bottom structure, meaning this is the first bottom and this would be the second. And if we break above that level, it's a big double bottom pattern. And the minimum target for that double bottom pattern, by the way, would be about 0043. So it would be about this level right here, pretty close to this area right here. Would be the minimum target for that double bottom. So I'd be looking for that. You know, we do have 5 waves up and ABC down. That would mean we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, right? So that 3 wave is what would take us up to this minimum double bottom target of 0.0042. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Let's see here. Any BCH update, brother? Yeah, we can do BCH. It's unfortunate that a lot of these Bitcoin alternative coins like BCH and BSV, a lot of these guys apparently, like both Roger Ver and Craig Wright, and I don't read news, so I honestly need to Google this to double check and confirm. But what I've been told is that both of them have legal charges against them. So that's highly unfortunate. But the BCH chart does look like an ascending triangle pattern right here. You know, we have, it's basically an ascending triangle or pennant. You can draw it either way. A lot of times I ignore wicks when I'm drawing ascending triangles. So I'll do like an 8-day time frame like this. And I'll look at, you know, give a little bit of room for the resistance level to have some little bit of leeway up here for the resistance. But overall, it looks like a kind of an ascending structure. So I think what could happen here for BCH is a breakup through that resistance. And I do need to confirm on that stuff with Roger Ver and Craig Wright. I've heard about it. I don't read news. I don't check into news at all. I purely trade charts because that's where I make money. So, okay, let's see here. AIOZ. AIOZ. Let's check out AIOZ. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is more of kind of what I'm talking about with early day uptrends. Don't fight this. You know, there's going to be dips along the way up. It could go like this, right? There's going to be dips along the way up. It could go like this, you know, but definitely don't fight this trend. Don't fight this uptrend that's starting here on AIOZ. That is really a bad plan, because most of the time these uptrends are going to lead to huge breakouts and a lot of expansion and a lot of growth. And to fight that is just financially stupid. It's just dumb. So if you don't want to be an idiot, then don't do that. Let me pull up the right chart here. XRP, dollar. Okay, now if you look here, this is kind of what I'm talking about with early day uptrends. Let's look at XRP. This is just for example purposes, okay? Look what happens. XRP breaks out of its downtrend, starts a bull market, pulls back significantly. This was a pretty big correction, by the way, if you're zoomed into the chart. But let me tell you right now that a lot of coins are actually right here in their uptrends. They just barely started a new uptrend and they pulled back a little bit, but they're preparing for an explosive growth. And this is what I mean by don't fight these uptrends, okay? Because you don't know where the top is going to be. And look what happened to XRP, you know. Boom, huge breakout. And then everybody thinks, oh, that's got to be the top, right? That's got to be the top of XRP. Nope, wasn't even close. You know, XRP still went nuts after that and completely skyrocketed to a new all-time high. So you can see how the chart can look like, oh man, we're breaking out. Looks like we're overvalued. Maybe I should take profits. And then it just breaks through resistance and goes up another 2,000%. That's a crypto bull market. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to be aware of. So you don't panic sell, so you buy all the dips and you prepare for that kind of growth, because we're going to have multiple times where it's like that, where you're like, oh, that looks kind of overvalued, and then it breaks out and goes up another 2,000%. That's going to happen over and over again, this crypto bull market. I can promise you that. Cool. Thanks, Stalin. Yep, happy to help out, Jesse Jackson. AIOZ is a decent project as well. I got a decent bag. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's kind of getting ready to do what XRP did and start one of those big uptrends where it just goes nuts. So AKT, let's take a look at Akash token. The old Akashic Records. All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like, okay, so this one has kind of an inverse end shoulder structure. You've got a left shoulder here, a head, and a bit of a right shoulder here. So it's a little bit angled, but it's still valid. So if we break above this neckline, this pattern has an 83% success rate. So 83% of the time, you're going to reach the minimum target, and the minimum target is the size of the inverse end shoulder. So you measure from the head to the top of the neckline right here, and you place that at the point of breakout. So wherever the market breaks out, it confirms the pattern once it breaks that neckline, this yellow line. And your minimum target is going to be $7.58. Minimum. A lot of times you'll over exceed those targets, but you have an 83% chance of reaching $7.51 if we break above this neckline at $4.17. And the other thing I'd be aware of here is the Elliott wave impulses as well, because you do have an ABC correction down. So we have an ABC down. It's actually an expanded flat ABC unless there's more historical data on a different exchange other than Coinbase. And then you get our wave 1 and wave 2. So what we'd be looking for is a wave 3 out of that, right? Because once your ABC correction's done, you're looking for wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 to come out of that correction being completed. So that's kind of the structure the market's going to make. You know, you're going to get this turnaround for wave 3, especially as Bitcoin breaks out and everything. And once you break above the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, you have an 83% chance of reaching $7.50, basically. So that's what I see here with Akash. Mike Collins, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in today. Theta update. Yeah, I'm very happy to do a quick Theta update for you guys today. Theta, one of my personal all-time favorites, one of my biggest holds, and one I keep accumulating because I know this thing's going to go nuts. I'm very confident this thing is going to go nuts in 2025, you know. So I just keep accumulating Theta, keep buying it. Yeah, big ABC correction here. ABC down. We're starting a new bullish impulse wave. This could be the bottom of wave 2 right here, in which case we'd have wave 3 coming very soon. And this wouldn't be the end all be all wave 5 here. This wouldn't be the end of the bull market, but it could be a short-term wave 5, right? So just be aware of that. Now, also in the short term, technically it is possible from Elliott wave perspective for wave 2 to go back down for a double bottom. So like if for some reason Theta was to sell off in the short term here, don't panic sell whatever you do, because there'd be a bigger wave 2, be a deeper wave 2, because wave 2 can technically retrace 99% without breaking Elliott wave theory rules. Most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time it goes to the 786, which is what we've already done. So I'm not leaning towards this scenario. But if it was to do this, definitely don't panic sell major support, right? Because it would turn right back around. But in the big picture, very bullish. In the short term, I'm leaning bullish because of the monthly on Bitcoin, right? If we go look at the Bitcoin chart and you look at the monthly time frame, you see just how bullish Bitcoin is on the monthly. We'd have to drop below 90K over the next 6 days for me to really switch bearish here on Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin's bullish, then almost everything is. That's the way that crypto works. So cool, yeah. I bought some Theta because of you, bro. I noticed you are partnered with... Oh, I noticed they are partnered with the Vegas Golden Knights. And much more. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I used to live in Vegas. So I like the Golden Knights as well, my friend. And yeah, Theta's a really good setup. So, yep. Cool. Yeah, we're basically an hour in. I'm going to call it a stream for the day and call it a day, call it a stream. Planning on doing my first YouTube video tomorrow. Got any tips for newbies? Just don't care about being perfect. You know, I uploaded... You're going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. You know, focus on just getting content out there, and the more content that you create, your quality of content is going to increase. Try to be present to the moment. Like, don't try to be thinking about the future or how things are going to turn out. Just record your video, be present to the moment, be authentic and honest and sincere, and just understand that, you know, at the start you're going to suck. Then over time you'll get really good, basically, you know, or better and better with time as time goes on. That's what I've noticed. My early videos, if I go watch them, my voice is like almost high-pitched on some of them still. I was really young when I started my YouTube channel. Like, you just start creating content, try to be present to the moment, be sincere, be honest, and try to be, you know, express yourself as accurately and sincerely as you possibly can. And don't worry about the future, just be present to the moment. And that would be my advice. And keep creating content, because more content creates better content, you know, so just keep creating content. So yeah, thank you, Lewis, for saying thank you. And yeah, and good luck with your YouTube channel, by the way, Jay. I think you're gonna have fun. It is a fun thing to do. And it's cool to see other people get value out of you serving them in some way. It's very fulfilling to do that. Very spiritually fulfilling. So, cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. Let's see here. Better not do that. Never mind. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we'll call it a day. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. As always, stay profitable out there.